Take one. Hi, my name is Violet Grace Fink. I live in London. I work as a copy editor and an actor, and I have the absolute privilege of being in Cambridge to talk about Sir Isaac Newton.
Hello, my name is Marvelous, and today I will be presenting to you about Sir Isaac Newton. Sir Isaac Newton, born 25th of December 1642, died 20th of March 1726-27. Production by Forever Sci-Fi and Fantasy. All rights reserved. www.fsff.co.uk. Introduction. Sir Isaac Newton, FRS, was a famous English mathematician, physicist, astronomer, alchemist, theologian, and author. He was born on the 25th of December 1642. From the age of about 12 until he was 17, Isaac Newton studied at the King's School in Gratham, Lincolnshire, England. In June 1661, Newton was admitted to Trinity College at the University of Cambridge.
Hi, I'm Ayushi Jain. Today I'm at Trinity College and I will be co-presenting about Sir Isaac Newton.
There, he started as a subsidized student. Amongst his many achievements, in 1665, he developed a mathematical theory that later became known as calculus. He obtained his BA degree at Cambridge in the same year.
This here is a statue of Tommy Babington Barony Macaulay. This here is the statue of Sir Isaac Newton.
For the next 2 years, he studied from home, which allowed him to develop his theories on calculus, optics, and the law of gravitation. Isaac Newton returned to the University of Cambridge in April 1667 and completed his MA in 1668.
There's some construction work going on, but we are now at Neville's Court.
In 1669, he succeeded Professor Isaac Barrow as Master of Trinity College. In April 1705, Queen Anne knighted Newton during a royal visit to Trinity College, Cambridge. He, according to some records, died on the 20th of March 1727. Even now, several centuries after his death, recent surveys or physicists have voted either Sir Isaac Newton or Albert Einstein as being the greatest physicist ever. Famous works of Sir Isaac Newton which contributed to science include calculus, optics, and gravity. Calculus. Newton was the original developer of calculus, an advanced branch of mathematics that deals mostly with the rates of change and with problems such as determining the areas of volumes within curved lines or surfaces. See Encyclopedia Britannica. Unfortunately, it's too advanced for me to fully explain in this short presentation. That's left to college or university mathematics degree studies. Optics. Isaac Newton published his book Optics, or a treatise of the reflections, refractions, inflections, and colours of light in 1704. It summarised his discoveries and theories, non-exhaustive, concerning light, colour, and the spectrum of sunlight, the degrees of refraction associated with different colours, the colour circle, the invention of the reflecting telescope, experiments called interference effects. See Jeremy Norman's https://historyofInformation.com. Gravity. There has always been an impression that the account that Sir Isaac Newton theorized of the law of gravity after watching an apple fall from a tree was a myth. However, in many accounts, this indeed was what inspired him to this theory. Voltaire wrote in the year 1727, in his essay on the epic poetry, Sir Isaac Newton, walking into his gardens, had the first thought of his system of gravitation upon seeing the apple falling from a tree. Stukely recorded in his memoirs of Sir Isaac Newton's life regarding a conversation he had with Sir Isaac Newton on the 15th of April 1726. We went into the garden and drank there under the shade of some apple trees, only he and myself. Amidst other discourse, he told me that he was just in the same situation as when formerly the notion of gravitation came into his mind. Why should the apple always descend perpendicularly to the ground, thought himself, occasioned by the fall of an apple as he sat in a contemplative mood. Why should it not go sideways or upwards, but constantly to the earth's centre? Assuredly, the reason is that the earth draws it. There must be a drawing power in matter, and the sum of the drawing power in matter of the earth must be in the earth's centre, not in any side of the earth. Therefore, does the apple fall perpendicularly or towards the centre? If matter thus draws matter, it must be in proportion of its quantity. Therefore, the apple draws the earth as well as the earth draws the apple.
So this here is a cutting from the tree that inspired Sir Isaac Newton's theory of gravity.
Isaac Newton's book Philosophiae Naturalis Principia Mathematica, also known as the Mathematical Principles of Natural Philosophy, contains the law of universal gravitation and the 3 Newtonian laws of motion. It is commonly viewed as one of the most important books in the whole of modern science. Newton's law of motion. The first Newtonian law of motion, also called the law of inertia, states that if a body is at rest or moving at constant speed in a straight line, it will continue to do so unless it's acted upon by a force. The second Newtonian law of motion states the force F acting on a body is equal to the mass m of the body times its acceleration, a, or F equals ma. The third Newtonian law of motion, also called the action-reaction law, states that the actions of 2 bodies on each other are always equal in magnitude and opposite in direction. See http://www.britannica.com/summary-newtons-laws-of-motion. That is it for our short presentation. Thank you for watching and goodbye.
I'll be reading a little bit from the Principia by Isaac Newton, translated by Andrew Mott. The full name of this book is Philosophiae Naturalis Principia Mathematica, or The Mathematical Principles of the Natural Philosophy, published in 1687. Isaac Newton himself wrote in the preface of this book, "I heartily beg that what I have done be read with candour, and that the defects in a subject so difficult be not so much reprehended as kindly supplied and investigated by new endeavours of my readers." The first book states his 3 laws of motion. The first of these, being Law 1, every body perseveres in its state of rest or of uniform motion in a right line, unless it is compelled to change that state by forces impressed thereon. Projectiles persevere in their motions, so far as they are not retarded by the resistance of the air, or impelled downwards by the force of gravity. A top, whose parts by their cohesion are perpetually drawn aside from rectilinear motions, does not cease its rotation, otherwise than it is retarded by the air. The greater bodies of the planets and comets, meeting with less resistance in more free spaces, preserve their motions, both progressive and circular, for a much longer time. Law 2. The alteration of motion is ever proportional to the motive force impressed, and is made in the direction of the right line in which that force is impressed. If any force generates a motion, a double force would generate double the motion, a triple force, triple the motion, whether that force be impressed altogether and at once, or gradually and successively. And, this motion being always directed the same way with the generating force, if the body moved before is added to or subducted from the former motion, according as they directly conspire with or are directly contrary to each other, or obliquely joined when they are oblique, so as to produce a new motion compounded from the determination of both. Law 3. To every action there is always opposed and equal reaction, or the mutual actions of 2 bodies upon each other are always equal and directed to contrary parts. Whatever draws or presses another is as much drawn or pressed by that other. If you press a stone with your finger, the finger is also pressed by the stone. If a horse draws a stone tied to a rope, the horse, if I may so say, will be equally drawn back towards the stone. For the distended rope, by the same endeavour to relax or unbend itself, will draw the horse as much towards the stone as it does the stone towards the horse, and will obstruct the progress of one as much as it advances that of the other. Do you want me to keep eating this? Thank you.